Denver 7 On Demand is brought to you by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Shannon Ogden with the latest from Denver 7. And in Denver, every inch of land is precious. So when a property like the old Park Hill Golf Course hits the market, people take notice. Now, some are excited to see what the land can become. Others believe it's a crime to get rid of 156 acres of green. Denver 7's Megan Lopez is going 360.
Out here near the 8th green at the Park Hill Golf Club, a course that's seen better days. Since the course closed last year, this 155-acre lot isn't getting a lot of use.
Maya.
Except by the people who live nearby.
That's a great space.
But with the land's owner, Clayton Early Learning, announcing that it wants to sell the course, we're going 360 to ask what should be done with all this green. The land's prospective buyer sees this as an opportunity to change for the better. A former mayor says this isn't the right area to develop. Some neighbors are hoping for as little growth as possible, while others are embracing the change.
My name is Andy Klein.
He's the guy who wants to buy the land.
I'm a Colorado boy, born and raised.
And as a native, he says the stakes are high for him to get this project right.
This is the project upon which my career will be judged.
Klein sees this land as a chance for some open space, retail, affordable housing, and maybe even a grocery store, because right now,
it's a golf course. You can't walk your dog. You can't take your kids to play.
That development wouldn't start for at least a year. Klein says the first thing to do is to talk to neighbors and the city about their goals for this area.
And as we've said on every development, we are not going to make everybody happy, but we're going to do our best to make almost everybody happy.
Once you lose it, you don't get it back.
Former Denver Mayor Wellington Webb is a vocal opponent of this development.
It's bad for the city. It's bad for the neighborhood.
Mayor Webb was also the one who helped negotiate a land easement on the property back in the 1990s to stop development there altogether.
And it was our sense that would always be maintained as open space.
He's fine with the golf course going away, just not the open space.
156 acres in the heart of the city, that's a lot of open space.
And he says affordable housing could happen elsewhere where development already exists.
If I continue to raise the question enough, that this voice of one will become the voice of many.
The neighborhood is already congested.
For some neighbors living nearby,
I don't want more houses or any type of businesses.
The idea of development literally in their backyard is not appealing.
What they'll do to it is turn it into what they did to the other side of the golf course, which is like a Qdoba and a nail salon, like an Orange Theory, and a bunch of condos.
They say the course is part of the character of this community and why they moved here.
The selling point was the quiet neighborhood and the golf course.
So Victoria Horn would like for this
to stay a golf course, or at least open space at the very least.
She thinks affordable housing could
have a negative impact on our property value.
What?
Neighbor Ivan Frias uses this abandoned park as a place to get his new puppy some exercise. But he's open to the development.
I mean, you can't fault it. We're certainly changing, traffic's changing. Just part of progress, I guess.
So long as there's some open space and maybe a grocery store.
You know, certainly welcome to change.
For Clayton Early Learning, the future of the school is directly linked to the sale of that land. A statement from the school says the golf course was losing money and the sale will, quote, sustain our early education mission for children of limited opportunity. Back at the golf course, the parking lots here are home to more weeds than cars. The only development happening is around the golf course itself. But while the sale of this area is waiting to go through, the future of the land is still very much uncertain. Megan Lopez, Denver 7.
And listen, we understand there are plenty of opinions, not just on this property, but others being sold and redeveloped around here, and we'd love to hear your thoughts on them. Email us your comments at 360@thedenverchannel.com. A Denver man has died under unclear circumstances in the Dominican Republic, and he is now at least the 8th American to die vacationing there this year. Khaled Atkins' family says he got sick last week just after he got to his hotel. His leg started swelling, and then he went to the hospital where he received some type of injection. Now, he actually tried to fly home but became violently ill on the plane, had to get off the plane, and couldn't make the trip. Well, his family says they're seeking financial help to pay to bring his body home, and you can find a link to a GoFundMe page on thedenverchannel.com. The ICE facility in Aurora could soon be the focus of a U.S. House hearing if a Colorado congressman gets his way. Congressman Joe Neguse sent a letter to the Immigration Subcommittee requesting it take a look at the group activities called GEO Group. Now, that's the private prison company that manages the facility in Aurora. In the letter, Neguse says he is concerned about recent outbreaks of infectious diseases. Also, a surprise inspection, he says, found expired food there. It's unclear when a decision will be made on his request. Well, a still unexplained fish die-off in Westminster has now forced the city to cancel its 4th of July event. Roughly 200 fish were found dead in City Park Pond last week, and that's about 10% of the fish population there, and would definitely make for a lackluster experience for the upcoming fishing derby. Westminster says it will plan a makeup event. And speaking of the 4th of July, if you want to see fireworks in Lafayette this year, yeah, you're going to have to pay. The city says it doesn't have money for the show, so it's asking the community to chip in. So far, $6,000 have been raised. The goal is $15,000. You can find a GoFundMe account for that on the Chamber of Commerce Facebook page. Well, Dillon's main attraction also may be its most destructive. The ice castles that draw so many people leave a big mess behind. And as Denver 7's Jason Grenauer reports tonight, the town is no longer sure it's worth the hassle.
That's the sound of a park getting redone.
This is a big project that'll turn into a multi-use, ball fields, new playgrounds, potentially pickleball courts.
And it looks like it needs it with all this dead grass.
That is remains from having the ice castles here after 2 years in a row.
Karen Kaminsky is a member of the Dillon Town Council. She knows all about the yearly winter attraction that brought in tens of thousands of people, filled local shops and restaurants, and upped the sales tax revenue 12% in town last year. But it also did this in 2018, and then this spring. Now, as the town spends more than $1 million on redoing the park, should they then put 25 million pounds of ice on top of it?
We don't want to put all the money in and have it be destroyed and waste that money. So
the Dillon Parks and Recreation Advisory Committee agrees. One member tells Denver 7 today they don't want the castles back in the town park if it's going to damage the investment that's being made there.
The big concern is if we've put the money into doing the field, we don't want to tear up the field again.
But a town spokesperson says that new field will not be going in this year, which could leave the door open for one more year of castles at this location. So as all of this happens and the controversy over all of that continues, the company behind the ice castles, they're going to be right here in Dillon in just a couple of weeks, making their pitch to the town why they should be right back here this coming winter. The final decision, including trying to find a different spot, will ultimately be up to the town council. In Dillon, I'm Jason Grenauer, Denver 7.
And this has been your Denver 7 on-demand update. Thanks for watching. We'll have another one later for you tonight. Also, download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Shannon Ogden.